It's a disgraceful situation. It's a total witch hunt. I've been saying it for a long time. I've wanted to keep it down. We've given, I believe, over 1 million pages worth of documents to the special counsel. They continue to just go forward, and here we are talking about Syria. We're talking about a lot of serious things with the greatest fighting force ever. And I have this witch hunt constantly going on for over 12 months now. And actually much more than that. You could say it was right after I won the nomination it started. And it's a disgrace. It's frankly a real disgrace. It's an attack on our country in a true sense. It's an attack on what we all stand for. So when I saw this and when I heard it like you did. I said, that is really now in a whole new level of unfairness.
Well, it certainly feels like we're in the storm now. Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. Alex Jones is in D.C. invading the swamp. Of course, his press conference was earlier this morning. We've been playing clips. We'll have some more clips for you as well. And this is all possible with your support at InfoWarsStore.com. We've got some specials running now on some of our most popular products, including Alpha Power. 25% off Alpha Power at InfoWarsStore.com. This was out of stock, but we've got it back in stock, and we're bringing it to you at 25% off. Relatively new product, so we don't have too many reviews, but of the reviews we have, 4.6 stars out of 5 stars. So you know it's effective. You know it's good stuff. And after we just sold out the last batch, I would imagine we're going to have a large portion of reviews coming in. I expect them to be high ratings, as that's what we get for all of our products at InfoWarsStore.com. Don't forget about Cellforce, which is 50% off right now. So 50% off Cellforce and 50% off the Real Red Pill at InfoWarsStore.com. They're just going down the store right now. I'm just looking at all the stuff that's 50% off. So Cellforce is 50% off right now as well. Again, that's got the CoQ10 in there. And it's a product that we're actually making it more powerful. So this is actually a more powerful version of a previous product that was already highly rated and a newer version. So Cellforce is 50% off right now. Take advantage of that. Of course, Alexa Pure Breeze still $50 off. I guess we're just going to keep that special running. That's a great deal. Before we run out, $50 off Alexa Pure Breeze air filters. And there's all kinds of stuff at InfoWarsStore.com. Hats, T-shirts, survival equipment, survival food, body armor. I mean, the store is so massive now. If you can't find something that you like or that you're interested in, you haven't tried, you haven't looked. And there's also household items like toothpaste and shampoo. So check it all out at InfoWarsStore.com. That's how you support us. That's how we're able to have a big press conference event in D.C. That's how we're able to have a 34-hour live broadcast on Thursday. That's this Thursday, 34-hour live broadcast. So we were just addressing the attacks on free speech, the attacks on the Second Amendment, the attacks against us, the attacks on the very integrity of America and its judicial system, its justice system, and everything in between. So Trump yesterday responded to the FBI raid on his lawyer's office for a porn star. We've got 2 clips of that. Let's roll the first one. Again, this is President Trump responding to the FBI raid yesterday. There's Bolton next to him.
So I just heard that
the walrus.
They broke into the office of
invade Syria.
One of my personal attorneys, good man. And it's a disgraceful situation. It's a total witch hunt. I've been saying it for a long time. I've wanted to keep it down. We've given, I believe, over 1 million pages worth of documents to the special counsel. They continue to just go forward, and here we are talking about Syria. We're talking about a lot of serious things with the greatest fighting force ever. And I have this witch hunt constantly going on for over 12 months now. And actually much more than that. You could say it was right after I won the nomination it started. And it's a disgrace. It's frankly a real disgrace. It's an attack on our country in a true sense. It's an attack on what we all stand for. So when I saw this and when I heard it like you did. I said, that is really now in a whole new level of unfairness. So this has been going on. I saw one of the reporters who is not necessarily a fan of mine, not necessarily very good to me. He said, in effect, that this is ridiculous. This is now getting ridiculous. They found no collusion whatsoever with Russia. The reason they found it is there was no collusion at all. No collusion. This is the most biased group of people. These people have the biggest conflicts of interest I've ever seen. Democrats, all, or just about all, either Democrats or a couple of Republicans that worked for President Obama. They're not looking at the other side. They're not looking at the Hillary Clinton horrible things that she did and all of the crimes that were committed. They're not looking at all of the things that happened that everybody is very angry about, I can tell you, from the Republican side, and I think even the independent side. They only keep looking at us. So they find no collusion, and then they go from there and they say, well, let's keep going. And they raid an office of a personal attorney early in the morning. And I think it's a disgrace. So we'll be talking about it more. But this is the most conflicted group of people I've ever seen. The Attorney General made a terrible mistake when he did this and when he recused himself, or he should have certainly let us know if he was going to recuse himself, and we would have put a different Attorney General in. So he made what I consider to be a very terrible mistake for the country. But you'll figure that out. All I can say is after looking for a long period of time, not even before the special counsel, because it really started just about from the time I won the nomination. And you look at what took place and what happened, and it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
And to provide a little color to what Trump was saying about Clinton, we've got the story at Infowars.com right now from Information Liberation's Chris Menahan. Mueller investigating Trump over $150,000 donation from Ukrainian who gave Clinton's $13 million. And so the average liberal was, Trump won. Trump's the president, not Hillary. Okay, well, Hillary was in the State Department when she got these donations, and Trump wasn't in government. So, ouch, guess the liberal response failed again. Let's now go to another clip of Trump responding to the FBI raid.
Don't I just fire Mueller? Well, I think it's a disgrace what's going on. We'll see what happens. But I think it's really a sad situation when you look at what happened. And many people have said you should fire him. Again, they found nothing. And in finding nothing, that's a big statement. If you know the person who's in charge of the investigation, you know all about that, Deputy Rosenstein, Rod Rosenstein. He wrote the letter very critical of Comey. One of the things they said, I fired Comey. Well, I turned out to do the right thing, because you look at all of the things that he's done and the lies, and you look at what's gone on at the FBI with the insurance policy and all of the things that happened. Turned out I did the right thing. But he signed, as you know, he also signed the FISA warrant. So Rod Rosenstein, who's in charge of this, signed a FISA warrant, and he also signed a letter that was essentially saying to fire James Comey. And he was right about that. He was absolutely right. So we'll see what happens. I think it's disgraceful, and so does a lot of other people. This is a pure and simple witch hunt. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please.
Wow, we've got an exclusive right now, folks. Robert Mueller himself has actually dialed into the program to respond to President Trump. Lord Mueller, what is your response?
I am the law.
Oh, Oh, he is the law. Okay, and then he blasts off. He's got to head back over to the Make America Horny Again headquarters and get his latest orders from headquarters and Stormy Daniels. So Robert Mueller now answers to Stormy Daniels. And, she's got him on speed dial. And if she doesn't like the result of her litigation against Trump and his attorney, Michael Cohen, then she just calls Robert Mueller, and Lord Mueller flies over there and, he raids the attorney's office for the documents because he works for Stormy Daniels. I mean, that's what we're paying Mueller to do, right? Work for a porn star who's trying to bring Trump down? Or not even that. Work for a porn star who's just trying to make money. I mean, it really tells you the state of the media, that they're so dumb they can be used and abused for publicity, marketing, building a brand, promoting a tour. A porn star can deceive and trick and twist the media around as long as it goes along with their agenda. Sure, we'll promote a porn star. Sure, Robert Mueller will work for a porn star. It's all okay. We'll go along with the porn star as long as it works for our agenda of destroying this country and bringing Trump down. Yeah, porn star. Yeah, Robert Mueller, you got it.
Someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
Gonna hit me? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Mr. Armstrong, you'd mentioned in your answer to, I think, Ms. Spears' question, that there are other RTs operating in the U.S. Can you describe them, list them?
Sure, thank you. So you have RT, you have Sputnik, you have Rupley, and then I think you have them feeding other entities. InfoWars comes to mind, where those are echo chambers.
Dr. Comey, are you aware that Roger Stone played a role in the Trump campaign?
I'm not going to talk about any particular person here today, Mr. Schiff.
This bizarre circular thing happening where the president cites a theory that he was wiretapped, which developed on the kind of fringe right-wing media. And then after his tweet storm, InfoWars then started saying, well, look, it was the New York Times that reported it, citing our story, misreading our story. And now, a few weeks later, the White House and the president are citing InfoWars.
Are you aware that Mr. Stone also stated publicly that he was in direct communication with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks?
Same answer.
We're going to start shutting Alex Jones and others down, and we're going to sue them, and we're going to have the Justice Department come after them. And get this, folks, if they can shut us down, you're next.
I think it's really important as we sit here that we explain this to the American people in a way that they can understand it.
We are at war with Russia.
So would you say that Russia engaged in hybrid warfare in its effort to undermine our democratic process and engage in our electoral process? Director Comey?
They engaged in a multifaceted campaign of active measures to undermine our democracy and hurt one of the candidates and hope to help one of the other candidates.
I actually think that their engagement was an act of war.
You said we were attacked by Russia. That's not a small thing.
Yes.
An attack doesn't just invite a counterattack, it demands one, else you reveal your fundamental weakness and get attacked again.
Never in the history of our elections has a country attacked us the way that Russia has.
I think before government officials change our foreign policy and declare war against a sovereign country, as you all are attempting to do, we, citizens, have a right to know on what basis you're doing that.
If there is objection, and I note the senator from Kentucky on the floor, I will say before I read this, if there is objection, you are achieving the objectives of Vladimir Putin. You're achieving the objectives of trying to dismember this small country that has already been the subject of attempted coup. If they object, they are now carrying out the desires and ambitions of Vladimir Putin, and I do not say that lightly.
Senator from Kentucky.
I object.
Objection is heard.
The senator from Kentucky is now working for Vladimir Putin.
You're carrying water for the Kremlin.
I'm not carrying water for the. You're a sitting member of Congress on the Intel Committee, and you can't say they hacked.
You're gonna have to move your show to RT Russian television because
you know what?
This
That's
is perfect.
Just so
this is perfectly
beneath your
placed.
office because it's so dumb and you're being duplicitous. I'm asking you, did they hack Podesta's emails? And you can't say it.
Personal insults like that, Tucker.
You just said I was carrying. You said I was carrying water for Putin.
Russian scum!
Our battleships weren't sunk and our towers didn't collapse a la 2011. But make no mistake, 2016 is a year that we should mark on our calendars. And it's still going on. The attack didn't end on Election Day.
Donald John Trump, a man who, to borrow a phrase from another December long ago, will live in infamy.
If we discover that Donald Trump or his advocates played a role in helping to devise strategy, if they're the ones who came up with crooked Hillary, if they're the ones who came up with she's ill, something's wrong with her energy, and the way that he basically, described her in the campaign, I think that is something that would put the question squarely on the table whether or not he should be impeached.
Vitamin Mineral Fusion. Visit InfoWarsLife.com to secure your canister. We have worked for years with our chemists and scientists to create the most powerful and affordable, great-tasting multivitamin formula available. Vitamin Mineral Fusion Drink Mix at InfoWarsLife.com is loaded with a full month's supply of essential vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that your body absolutely needs. In the history of InfoWars Life, we've brought out a lot of amazing products like Survival Shield X2, Super Male Vitality, and so many others. With its unique delivery system and proprietary manufacturing process designed for maximized effects, this formula is the platinum standard of multivitamin mineral products. And this part is most important. The ingredients in Vitamin Mineral Fusion are either plant-derived or of the highest quality lab standard. That means it's clean. That means it's pure. And rest assured, you're fighting the tip of the spear in the info war. That's InfoWarsLife.com and Vitamin Mineral Fusion. Take action now before we sell out.